This is Mongolian Mindset, and today we're gonna be knocking out another person for one of our Discord members. They want us to do Bryan Johnson. Okay, so that's gonna be fun. You guys know we use Linda Berens Interaction Styles and Temperament combined with cognitive functions. We do have a breakdown of all of these metrics online. Just go to the playlist how to find those personality type. We have a breakdown of all the cognitive functions one by one, and we do have a master's list of all of the functions. I'm thinking about being nice and fucking doing a master for the interaction styles, because I think I can be a little bit more concise with the things I'm saying in the examples to make things crystal clear. Because a lot of people are fucking stupid. So, yeah, might be doing that. So, guys, I highly recommend you join our Discord. It's able to interact with us. I think we're gonna have the best MBTI community in the future. Definitely the most accurate information you're gonna get. We really take our time there. So join our Discord and subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow and it helps us get our message out there. And if you want somebody to recommend for us to type, you can join our Discord and boost our server, and you will be able to suggest one person a month. Zara, anything you want to say about Mr. Bryan Johnson before we get in this?
Interesting guy. He's really into like the longevity spiel, and he's gone down a journey on his own
Yeah,
to for life enhancement. Um,
yeah. One thing I'll say about him is what he's doing. Um, when you're doing something like that, you're on the cutting edge. You're gonna have to do things that you don't want to do, and you're also going to have to experiment on yourself. And I think that's what he does, right? A lot of people aren't willing to do the stuff like the drugs or the cocktails or the pills or anything like that, but he's willing to do it. So it's amazing to see, and it helps us to see like, okay, what's actually possible for us out there, right? Because if you guys look at a lot of these longevity studies, they're not really that great. It's what I would call sloppy TE, right? It's TE that, they got some stuff out there, but then, somebody else runs a double placebo blind and figure out that shit is bullshit, right? So you gotta be very careful with a lot of this longevity stuff. A lot of times it's in the hype sphere. It's in the hype sphere. And then the research comes out and just shits on it. Okay. So yeah. But it's fun to see like what somebody like him can do. I think you can learn, a few things, because there are some things that he does that will promote longevity. A lot of times it's just staying fit. That's a big thing there, just staying fit. Um, but let's see what he's got. It's gonna be interesting to get this guy on the channel, and let's go see what the dummy base got. Personality dummy base got INTJ. That's a fucking good guess. That is a really good fucking guess. And they got INTP behind that, guys. So if you
yeah,
don't know, INTJs are direct, they're responding, they're process slash journey slash progression, they're pragmatic, they're systematic, and they're abstract. I'm gonna go ahead and knock off the metrics and I'm gonna let Zara go ahead and knock off the cognitive functions. So direct versus informant. Okay, first thing what we're looking at is this person saying more closed-ended statements, right? Closed-ended statements. Like you can't really change around what they're saying. While informing is more open-ended statements. Direct is very specific, concise to the point. You don't walk away saying, "What the fuck did this person say?" Right? Informing can give you way too much words to beat around the bush, be passive aggressive. While directing can be pretty forceful, can kind of be bullying, can be that one up, one down type mentality. While informing tends to have this you're up mentality. Okay. So they generally don't like to tell people what to do, while direct people like to tell people what to do. Direct has like an action attached to it, while informing is, informing. Okay. So and there's an access to this, guys. Like there is very direct things to say, and there's very informing words to say, right? So heads up on that. Then we have initiating versus responding. I think by far the worst metric. But we still use it if it's in abundance. Okay, guys. Initiating is do they switch the topic? Okay. Are they, more initiating, right? Cutting people off, things of that nature. Is it in abundance on that? And from Dario Nardi's brain research, he's seen that extroverts have brain wiring to the front of the brain, while responding people have brain wiring to the back of the brain. So if you notice, the information travels a little bit further for responding people. And what I will see from responding people is they try to dig deeper into the subject. They're trying to dig deeper, dig deeper. So they're gonna go for depth in the conversation really a lot of times. Um, and then you have process versus outcome, right? So process is all about the steps to get somewhere, a how to. The focus is on the how to too. How did they get there? Not so much focus on the destination, which is the outcome, right? They're not focused on the target. They're not focused on end states, right? That's outcome focus. They're focused on the journey of life, and they're gonna highlight the things along the way to getting there, right? They're just not gonna be hazy. It's gonna flow like a wave, right? When they speak. While outcome is like pretty choppy, chop, 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 because we're getting to that end state. The end state's the most important thing, and you can see it in their speech. Then you have affiliative versus pragmatic, all right? So pragmatic is all about have a utilitarian mindset. The ends justify the means, autonomy, don't like roles to be assigned to them. And you know, you're gonna break some rules because you're focusing on what works, guys. What works is the takeaway here. And then affiliative people is more about the collective, the cooperation, the interdependence. Um, it's about cooperation, right? These people really gonna get on your ass by what's right for everybody, right? The affiliative, the group, baby. Don't get it confused with like, you know, FE sometimes because that could get you in trouble sometimes. Then you have systematic versus motive. We've changed that to universalism to particularism. So when you're talking about the system or the universalism, you're talking about somebody who tries to apply a, universal system to everything, a one size fit
Uniform
all, or a
principle.
system in general to something or their approach to it, right? While
Hmm.
particularism is kind of looking at every situation differently. It's gonna look at it like, I don't know if I need to do this here time, you know. They're not looking for the system, right? They're looking at by case scenario. They're also gonna be looking at the interest, like what do they stand to gain from something? Um, then you have concrete versus abstract. Concrete is all about the what is or what was, right? The past or the present. It's going to be talking more about the tangible things of life, while the abstract is going to be the intangible, the theory, conceptualization, focus on the future, what could be. That's going to all go into the abstract pattern recognition. Abstract. Okay. So are you going to nail the cognitive functions for me?
All right. So first we have the TEFI axis. So TE in particular, isolated is segmenting, organizing the environment, and trying to get things done. And they're looking for efficiency and immediacy in whatever they do, especially with higher TE users. Then secondly, we have FI users. This is more about congruency and what they value and honing in on what they believe and putting that into the world. And and they have strong morals per se. Which kind of goes in a side tangent with the TIFE axis, with FE being more about ethics. But anyhow, let's start with TI. Um, both are about understanding actually, but TI is more about understanding things from a syllogistic lens, more of an Aristotelian lens. Think about it like if this then that statements. And they build these principles over time through these syllogisms. So to build these hard stone these principles over time, whereas FE is more about understanding the group and the feeling of the group. Then now we have SC and I. SC is about experimenting. It's experiencing, being in the moment, um, doing, take it in the moment. Then we have NI, which is more future focused in comparison to SC, which is more about being present. NI is about foreseeing the future, what will happen. It's about seeing the larger pattern, a large pattern, and it's also about um, being. It's also about synthesizing information. Um, then we go to SINE. SI is about like reviewing the past, homeostasis, And while NE is more about connecting patterns, interpreting phenomenon, and is more future focused. Um, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. All right, guys, and comment below what you think his personality type is. I think Personality Database got a good one there. And subscribe to the channel, guys.
Those are all the pills you take in one day.
111, because that's where the data led me. Is this
That's where the data led me. That's TEFI. You're talking about statistical empirical information. That's what the
Wouldn't
data
that be
led
too
me
hard
to.
on your wouldn't that be too hard on your kidneys though?
I think so, but I bet he's looking at it. A lot of that shit you're gonna piss out. I think a lot of it is gonna piss out. But I have to
Yeah.
see individually the the information to make be 100% sure. But generally, when you're taking all that type of shit like that, you usually piss out a considerable amount.
Yeah.
Of,
how
I
you don't die? Bryan Johnson.
The man who spends $2 million a year to slow down his age.
He's managed to reverse his biological age already to an 18-year-old, projected to live to 200.
The only objective we have is don't die. I've opted into an algorithm that
the
takes
only objective we have, TE.
better care of me than I can myself. It sounds overwhelming in the beginning, but trust me on this. So my bedtime is at 8:30.
And you had 100% sleep.
4 months straight now.
What about hanky panky?
Not after 8:30.
Alcohol.
3 ounces every morning. Breakfast.
For breakfast.
Breakfast. My last meal of the day is at 11 a.m. and every calorie has to fight for its life.
You were very kind in bringing me some food. Presumably, this is what you eat.
That's right. If you ask the body, what do you want to eat to be in ideal health? This is the answer, legitimate.
That is a mushroom covered in chocolate.
How fun.
Why is Brian doing this? I was thinking about what your father went through, and I was wondering if there's some kind of link there.
It was always on my mind. I mean, he's in pain and he's stuck and he can't overcome this terrible thing that's ruining his life. You know, like, guess maybe I've always felt like a protector of my dad, maybe.
Are you trying to keep him alive?
I am.
You're very, very clearly mission driven. The ultimate question becomes, are you happy?
Um,
Before this episode starts,
Can't answer that because FI Child is in the fucking basement. Okay, FI Child is in the basement. You will see a
I
lot
think he's
of
consumed by the mission so much that he doesn't really focus on on his happiness.
yeah, but FI
I
Child's in the basement. Okay, you see that
I
with a
think he
lot of
forgoes it
you'll
by
see a
his
lot of them.
lifestyle.
I mean, I think he forgoes it, and I think he's just running off TE. All right, what does the TE say? What does the TE say? Okay, we're gonna do what the TE say. And every time you push the FI away, it's like eroding you away, like
Yeah.
a mountain getting eroded by a fucking wind. Okay, it's not the first time, but after a period of time,
Hmm.
gone.
a small favor to ask from you. 2 months ago, 74% of people.
Subscribe to the channel, motherfuckers.
friendly and fun. So I think the event that activity maybe that defines me the best is I was in 7th grade, going into 8th grade, and the kids started breaking out into different groups of identities, stoners, jocks,
Kids.
nerds. And it saddened me
Labels.
because I wanted to be friends with everybody. And people started creating these groups, and there was this conflict between which groups can hang out with which groups. And so I made a map of the social structure of the entire school, of what people were
Made a map
Systematic.
of the social structure. Okay.
or what groups, and then where they're at within that group. So were they the alpha in the group, and then you have the second
It's all fucking TE.
tiers, third tiers. And then
And
I systematically went
systematic.
about and I became friends with
And I went systematically about it. Okay. Right. So we're getting a lot of TEFI, got
No,
systematic. Like
no
he knows the
particularism
pecking
here.
order. Like some people just don't understand pecking order. It's usually like fucking, I swear to God, TE Tracy does not understand fucking pecking order. It's like, bro, get your fucking ass out of here, boy. You like fifth best. Get in line. Okay, get in line, TE Trickster.
everyone in the entire school, every single group. And it didn't matter who you were, uh, I was friends with you. And so I really enjoyed connecting with people. I enjoyed the friendships. I enjoyed the interactions. I enjoyed different people for different reasons. And
You can say that's FE though, connecting with other people.
uh, I guess that's kind of stuck with me, where the idea of group structure and the hindering, it's same with ideas. Like if you're in a certain idea and you can't bridge to another idea.
The outcome wasn't the most telling part of that story. The most telling part of the story was the process. The process. If you made a physical,
Bingo, 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 bingo. Progression, bingo, bingo. Even he outlined it.
like a physical diagram
Yeah.
at school, you didn't just do it in your head. You went home as a 16-year-old or something. Or
Yeah. So I was
So that's also TE because it's not in his head, it's outside. It's in the physical world. It's TE. TE. Systematization. Creating systems.
12 or 13.
Structures.
Yeah.
you must be able to
TE.
say objectively that that's unusual behavior for a 12-year-old to be that analytical about problem solving. For a 12-year-old, that's not what I was doing when I was doing it. I was kicking a plastic ball against the fence. And you're dissecting the social structure of the school and then manipulating it to make friends with everybody.
Yeah, that's how information presents itself. Like when I meet somebody, in the movie A Beautiful Mind with John Nash, who did Equilibrium, Nash Equilibrium, there's a scene where you go into his garage and he has this big wall and it has like pictures and then it has pins and it has threads, everything connected. It's like this madman's wall. That's how my mind understands information, is when I meet somebody or look at a given problem, I instantaneously go to creating a map of all information. Like what are the centerpieces, what's connecting to what, how's it structured, what's the dimensions of it. And so even if I meet someone new and they tell me a story.
Very systematic here, guys. Very systematic. This guy's a fucking INTJ.
Like, I was at the coffee shop and, like, what details do they include in this conversation? What is their assessment of the person they're telling me about? What about the reaction of other people? What elements do they identify? And that then enables me to create this structure of their mind and how they package the information. And so my mind just naturally hangs on to every single word and creates a scaffolding of how the person understands reality.
That sounds exhausting to someone whose mind does not work in that way.
It's exhilarating.
So 19 years old, you go off on this Mormon mission to Ecuador. This ultimately culminates in it challenging your faith. Happened to me at the same age, in fact. I was very religious when I was younger. And then 18, 19 years old, that all starts to fall apart. What was your process like?
It was torture. And I think, I'm not sure what religion you were in.
Christianity or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this was not a whatever thing for me.
Yeah.
When you're raised Mormon, like, it is your singular reality and identity of existence. It's not like you're casually involved. It's everything you are as a human. And so when you are, like, when you're born into it and then force-fed that, and your entire community is built upon that, it creates structures in your mind that you're not even aware of. And so as I began breaking from it, I would rationally be able to walk to the conclusion and say, logically, I don't understand the situation. But then emotionally, the brain was like, hold tight. Like, we feel the following things. We can't quite structure in a logical format. And it creates this bizarre conundrum in the brain. And so I had that difficulty. Then that got caught up in my depression, where in my early 20s, my brain, I got to...
So what he's describing just there is the TEFI, right? TE is like, we're just gonna go systematic and fuck how we feel about it. And then FI is like, slow down, bitch, bring your ass back. And then you're fighting there, right? It's an inner fight for the soul.
Depression, where the brain was like, life is awful. Everything is hopeless. Life is not worth living. You should kill yourself. And so in that moment, I learned that I could observe my brain dropping these thoughts on me, and that I wasn't my thoughts. Like, the depression was speaking, but it wasn't me. And when I learned that, I thought, wait a second, if I am observing depression in action here, what can I trust for my brain in the first place? So when a thought drops in my awareness, where did that come from? And can I trust it? Under what circumstances? And then I realized, if my brain is doing this to me, other brains are doing this to other people. How can I trust their brains? And so it's like this authority collapse, where in religion, all the people who I had trusted to give me wise advice about life, that fell apart. My brain fell apart. Other people's brains fell apart. And I began arriving to this observation:
progression, guys, right? That's all progression.
Who in reality can I trust, and under what circumstances? And that kickstarted the process of me trying to reconstruct my reality in a way that I felt was stable.
Reconstruct reality, abstract. Okay, we know this guy's not INTJ.
Versus like ping-ponging around to like this wild emotion and this random thought from my brain.
How long did your depression last, and when did it start?
Age 24. I remember I was in the parking lot one day with my brother. We were working on a startup, and something just broke in my brain. I remember telling him, like, hey, like, something just happened. I feel it. It's weird. And he was like, just power through it. And I'm like, okay. But I physically felt something happen one day. And then I just got in this funk for 10 years and I couldn't get out of it.
10 years. And what did that funk look like practically day to day or week by week?
It was, there were like all these different layers of problems. So I was married. We had our first baby at the age of 25. So I've got a baby at home. I'm not sleeping. We're taking care of the first one. Then I'm building startups on top of that. And then I'm also working my way out of Mormonism. But then that's a conflict because my wife is, also Mormonism, and the kid, like the communities around us and all my entire world is this community. And so then we don't have any money to pay our bills. I'm in a startup. I'm trying to figure out how to deal with the religion thing, trying to keep my marriage together. It just creates this disaster of a circumstance where I'm paralyzed and stuck in the depression, in the relationship, in the religion, not sleeping, depressed, trying to survive in the startup world. And that was kind of my state for about 10 years, trying to navigate all those competing complexities.
When you look back and you diagnose the factors that cause that depression, is it that pressure from all different sides that you think caused the depression?
I do. And so during that 10 years, I pursued solving my depression with equal rigor as I have anything else. I tried everything known to humans to solve depression. Nothing worked. The thing that worked is my relationship ended and I left the Mormon church, and it just lifted. And that was the most remarkable experience of my life.
Because you need freedom. You need freedom. You need freedom. You can't be stuck to the affiliative, bro. You gotta go follow what you want to do, man. Ultimate freedom, baby.
I just thought it was like this permanent state I couldn't exit. But those two modifications just lifted the cloud.
And what did that teach you about the nature of your depression?
I was paralyzed. And those decisions felt unthinkable to me. Even though I could logically conclude this religion was not something I was going to follow and the relationship wasn't working out, the idea of becoming a divorced father and being in that circumstance, the idea of leaving my entire community, of going out and staking out a new existential reality, it paralyzed me. And I couldn't get over the idea that it would be better on the other side. And once I got myself there, that it's actually better for the kids. That was the key thing for me. Is there was one experience. I was in Turkey with some friends late at night, and it snapped in my brain. The kids are better off with these decisions, and that's all I needed. And then the next day, I put everything into motion.
And why did that matter to you so much? Do you think?
Kid, that was NI. That was NITE. Because he got the idea, the insight, and then he put it into action. Well, I guess you could say NITESE. Yeah. So it all flies.
I suppose that for whatever reason, I have been an intensely devoted father. Like, I cared deeply about being there for my children.
For whatever reason?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. Like, maybe it's part of my identity. Maybe I'm trying to compensate for something. I don't know. But I invested very, very heavily into my children. And the idea of being a divorced father, with like some kind of split custody situation, with some kind of weird thing between mom and me, and like, that whole thing,
Any opposing, spinning bullshit. Any opposing, spinning bullshit there, ladies and gentlemen. That's any opposing, spinning what if scenarios.
Maybe it's part of my identity. Maybe I'm trying to compensate for something. I don't know. But I invested very, very heavily into my children. And the idea of being a divorced father, with like some kind of split custody situation, with some kind of weird thing between mom and me, and like, that whole thing, I couldn't sign up for it. And so I stayed in the bad relationship. I stayed in the religion, trying to thinking that it was my kids were better off because of it. They weren't.
Somewhat links to your own childhood, doesn't it? Where your parents separated when you were super young.
Yeah, like so much is going on in my mind when I'm 3 years old and my dad is no longer present. And then my mom's remarried at 8. My father goes through a bunch of problems. And like I remember my father, I give credit to my father for owning up to his life. I remember I knew my father was on drugs at the age like 7 or 8. And I would call him when I knew he was high. I'd say, "Hey dad, like how's it going?" And like I just knew it. I'd write him letters and like
I just knew it. 6'7", N I, just knew it.
um, yeah, we just worked through it together. But it was always on my mind.
Makes you visibly emotional to say that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he's in pain and he's stuck and he can't overcome this terrible thing that's ruining his life. And he's not a father to me. And, he can't pick me up when he says he's going to pick me up, and he can't do the things he wants to do. So it steals life from him and it steals life from me. And it's something that, dominated his life for a long time.
You make that decision to
All right, sorry, man. I think I'm done here,
separate.
bro. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna drag this out. Most obvious INTJ you're gonna get. I mean, like sometimes joke in the past I would type some people like this to check the interaction styles and make sure like things worked. People like Albert Einstein should obviously be fucking INTP. If you get anything that's not INTP, then you fucking suck. So I used to always check the interaction styles or stuff like that. This guy's pretty obvious fucking INTJ.
Yeah, he's obviously direct responding and
Yeah,
very process focused.
yeah. High TE too, man. High TE.
Very, yeah,
Very high TE.
very, very TE focused.
Yeah.
It's like it's like his FI is
Asleep.
like a black hole.
Yeah, it's like sleep.
Yeah, and
Asleep at the wheel.
it's like everything else. It's like his values are like an event horizon for him that's just going to collapse into a singularity.
I mean, I think, you know,
Yeah.
it just happens sometimes, you know. So,
Hmm.
guys, very TEFI. Um,
I mean, he was talking about his FI with the when he was leaving Mormonism and
hmm
how it slowed him down a bit.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a intellectual person. He's gonna break away eventually, bro. It's just win. You know, it's all about
Yeah.
win. So, guys, I'm TJ. Clear to see here. Clear to see here. Um, and Zara, what are we thinking for Enneagram here?
3W4
You think 3W4?
or 3W2.
I was thinking
I
maybe he
think
was a
you
five.
really. Hmm.
Yeah, he seems to be
I mean, his whole ambition is like is like about living longer
yeah,
and
but
optimizing. But yeah,
he's like super analytical, bro. This guy's like super
yeah,
analytical.
yeah, I'll
I mean,
concede.
he's not talking about being the best, you know. I woke up and I wanted to be the best. Like he's highlighting like through all of his like life, it was like it was his
It was an
analysis that
intellectual journey. Yeah,
yeah, it was his analysis that shined more than anything. It wasn't his pursuit to be the best. He's not talking about that a lot. So I would probably say he's a five, man.
yeah.
So
What like 5W
six.
6? Yeah.
Yeah, those usually tend to be like the
Um,
problem
what
solvers,
is
the big problem solver guys. Very
okay?
smart, that type of shit. Oh shit, I put his wrong thing. Okay. INTJ. Um, and I don't think I wouldn't say he's super assertive. I would say he's very competency focused. So that's 1, 3, or 5.
Yeah.
Um, I wouldn't say I could see. I mean, you could make a case for it. But I
Yeah,
think
like I don't know, wanting to live till like 200 years old seems like a
a
weird
3.
endeavor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's probably got 3 in his tri-type or something.
Yeah, he probably. Probably like a five
You're
three one or something.
yeah.
Yeah, probably. Subtype, what do we think? N squared?
Yeah. Most obvious normalizing.
I mean, bro's I guarantee his IQ is probably off the Richter, man. I guarantee shit's off the Richter. I'm
It's
gonna give
probably
him
about 150 plus.
yeah, above average.
Yeah, without a
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah, above average.
Even if his FI is a black hole.
Yeah, yeah. It is what it is. Um, yeah. So we got Bryan Johnson as an INTJ 5W6.
What do you think is S like are we gonna go self-preservation
Oh
as
shit. Oh yeah, yeah.
SPSO?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go SPSO.
Yeah.
He's
He
all about
seems very
self-preservation. He's all about
yeah.
self-preservation.
It,
It's
it it seems like self-preservation maxing.
it's
His
weird.
old
It's weird because like if you read like the Enneagram books, like Beatrice Chestnut, she says sometimes people's instincts will jump out to you or their Enneagram will jump out to you. And it's very easy to see that this guy's self-preservation first. Right? You're not
yeah.
living to 200 with no self-preservation. I'm sorry. That's just not happening. Um,
He's monitoring everything.
and yeah, I would say that you're not gonna make it to 200 without like a shitload of self-preservation.
Yeah.
So sometimes people's
Yeah.
instincts stick out a little bit more than their overall enneagram, but it is what it is. So I think he's a pretty obvious INTJ. Even the dummy base didn't get it wrong. I mean, you can't miss the in-your-face data. You'd have to be a fucking moron to like get that wrong. But you know what? Let's just go for the shits and giggles. So let's read some comments here. What they got, man? Okay, let's see what they got. Um. Somebody says INTJ 5W4. I've been obsessed over this guy. My initial thought was that he was an INTJ, then INFJ, and now I've watched every single video out there, and I conclude that he's an INTJ with really developed FE, hence my thought for INFJ. This guy's a master of narrowing down NI, I would agree, and working out the ideas. Yeah, I mean, Johnson also seems to be somewhat of a philosopher, not a bad one at all. If you watch his morning routine till the end, you'll see what I mean. Okay, whatever. I don't know if we like watching. Let's go to some weirdo one. We're getting a lot of INTJ. We don't care about socionics. We don't care. ISTP. I find it amusing that typical INTJ descriptions are rather descriptive of actual ISTPs or even ESTJ cognitively speaking. And here we are, where an actual TISE representative of those various stereotypes is typed as NIDOM because more visionary, calculated paragon of will who will achieve one goal after another. I don't think STPs give a fuck about living forever. I'm just gonna be fucking honest with you. They
No.
seem to be one of the STPs seem to be one of the types that like when they age, they don't give a fuck. But fucking NTJs really care about aging. Like they're like
Mm.
getting all this Botox, getting all of these surgeries, taking all these pills. They are huge on that shit. But STPs like they're just like, okay, I'm going bald and shaving my head. Fucking INTJ, like, fuck that shit. I'm getting hair transplant. Fuck out of here. Deion Sanders said that was like one of the best ideas he ever did. And I would have fucking agreed with him. If we're going ball, get a fucking hair transplant. Fuck it. Um, Someone said INFJ. He looked so different. How old was he in the profile picture? That's fucking ridiculously stupid. But yeah, a lot of INTJ. Someone said SOSP. I don't think he's that social. But whatever.
No. It's all about self-preservation
Yeah.
with him.
Somebody said INTP. INTP with autistic focus on TISI routine. Not an NI dom. Doesn't even have NI in his stat. That's crazy. But whatever.
Yeah.
We had fun just looking at those. It's
Literally
fun to
talking
see.
about insights.
Yeah. Yeah.
His vision.
Yeah. I mean, if he was talking about principles, that'd be TI. Okay. And he's not doing that. He's way too data driven.
Yeah.
He's sucking that data dick, okay? The data dick. It is what it is, guys. We'll catch you guys on the next one and subscribe and comment below. what you guys thought about this. Most obvious INTJ ever, but it's good to get him on the channel. And peace, you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.